Are you looking for a busted bow build in Path of Exile? One that not only can map efficiently, but can also beat all in-game bosses including their Uber variant? Well my friends, today I got for you a powerful Tornado Shot build, one that is designed to put bow builds back into the map. Why Tornado Shot though? Well, the skill fires secondary projectiles from each primary projectile. And what most people do not know is that secondary projectiles each deals full damage, and an enemy can be hit by multiple secondary projectiles originating from different primary ones. This means that theoretically Tornado Shot damage can be multiplied by its arrow count, and that's why it's generally considered the best bow skill in the entire game. Alright, that was damage. What about defenses? Well, don't get tricked by the low amount of life we have, as this build not only have 100% spell suppression, but it also have 70,000 evasion rating. You end up running like 50 maps without getting hit once, which is quite impressive. Anyway, we are E-Raider. You expected a dead eye, I know. First we begin with Rapid Assault. Having access to permanent onslaught buff from as early as Act 3 is very good for leveling. After that, this node only becomes useful for unlocking the one behind it, and that is Avatar of the Chase. This one doubles the effect of onslaught on us and grants us 10% more chance to evade attacks all the time. This goes really well with our massive evasion pool. Next we have Way of the Poacher. This node acts as a mean of generating frenzy charges for us. It also increases their maximum count by 1. Finally we have Avatar of the Slaughter. This node grants us many different bonuses based on how many frenzy charges we have. It should be noted that we aren't going all out on stacking frenzy charges in this build. However, it's still nice to have some of them as they rival the Deadeye Ascendancy in terms of damage. But with that being said, we are done with our Ascendancy. Now let's take a look at our passive tree. Our tree focuses on frenzy charges, attack nodes, bow nodes, crit nodes, life, speed, and frenzy charge scaling nodes. Next we got one large cluster jewel setup going. This one adds the following notables: Feed the Fury, Heavy Hitter, and Fuel the Fight. Next for mastery choices, make sure to take the 1% increased projectile damage per 16 dexterity mastery, as it is a massive damage boost on its own. Also take increases and reductions to projectile speed, also applies to projectile damage while wielding a bow. And with that we are done with our tree. Now let's talk about items. It should be noted that this build is absolutely not budget, such is the case with most good bow builds in this game. They just don't feel good to play without expensive items. For our weapon, we got a generic Dex Stacking bow with added cold damage to attacks per 10 dexterity. That alongside attack speed, crit chance, and +2 arrows. The rest of the nodes are optional, although it's nice if you can get flat cold damage as well. Our next item is Hyri's Ire Unique Chest. This one is a standard option for any cold based bow build. It provides us with flat added cold damage to attacks, spell suppression, dexterity, and lots of evasion. Literally best in slot option and can be beaten by any other rare chest. Next we have a Dex Stacking Amulet. You are looking for increased dexterity, increased attributes, and 1% increased damage per 15 dexterity. Optional mods are crit multi, life, and increased projectile speed and damage. Make sure to anoint Whispers of Doom on your amulet as we are applying 2 curses in this build. Now for our quiver, we got a GG Mirror Tier quiver that has every damage mod you can think of. Every league you are going to find something like this listed for mirror service. You either get yourself a copy or just use the Poised Prism Unique Quiver, as it almost gives you the same damage as this one. Next we got Fractal Thoughts Unique Helm, a pretty standard item for any Dex Stacking bow build. It gives us 40% crit multi, 15% increased dexterity, and 1% increased elemental damage per 10 dexterity. You just need to balance your attributes right to benefit from this helm, which is an easy thing to do in this build. Just make sure to get the Tornado Shot fires one additional secondary projectile enchant, as it's still the best possible enchant for Tornado Shot in terms of damage. Aside from that, we need the rare gloves with high dexterity roll, attack speed, life, and resistances. That alongside cold exposure and chance to intimidate enemies on hit Eldritch Implicits. Next we got a ring with Frostbite Curse on hit. It also have crit multi, attributes, and life. Our second ring is Corrupted Lee Hubovol with increased dexterity implicit. I was lacking on resistances, so I decided to get this one. Now for our belt, we got one with lots of dexterity and damage. Ideally you want to have some life instead, however I was able to get this belt for a pretty good deal, which is nice. Anyway, last but not least, we got a pair of boots with elevated onslaught and elevated tailwind. We also have elusive, moving speed, and life. How good your boots are going to depend on how much you are willing to spend on this build, although crafting elevated boots is always cheaper than buying them. But yeah, that was it for our items. Now let's talk about gems. For our main 6 link we have Tornado Shot, Awakened Elemental Damage with Attacks, Awakened Cold Penetration, Divergent Inspiration, Bone Chill, and Hypothermia. Next we got another 6 link. This one has all of our auras in it. We got Hatred, Grace, Herald of Ice, Level 1 Clarity, Level 1 Precision, and Level 4 Enlighten. Our next gem setup is a 4-link damage support. This one contains Sniper's Mark, Mark on Hit, Enhance, and Life Tap support. Our last gem setup contains some leftover gems. These are Dash, Second Wind, Steel Skin, and the Portal gem. And that was it for our gems. Now let's talk about jewels. For our Watcher's Eye, we have increased base crit chance while affected by Hatred, and increased movement speed while affected by Grace. Next we have one Brutal Restraint Timeless Jewel. Place it in this specific socket to maximize its effect. This jewel adds random bonuses to all notables within its range. You want to get one that adds as many dexterity bonuses to your tree. Aside from that, you can have increased attack speed, crit chance, and increased elemental damage. Next we have one Forbidden Flame and Forbidden Flesh jewels. Both of these must mention Endless Munition Deadeye Ascendancy node. Firing more arrows equals more damage. It is that simple. Finally, any remaining jewel socket you have left should be filled with a normal rare jewel like this one. We are looking for life, dexterity, attack speed, and resistances if you still need them. Now for Bandit's quest, we are going to help Alira as usual. As for Pantheons, we got the Soul of the Brightling for the Majors, and the Soul of Aberrath for the Minors. And that was it for our best bow build for this league. If you guys have enjoyed this video, then feel free to leave a like, and maybe consider subscribing so you don't miss out on any future build guides like this one. My name is Phoenix, and I will see you all in the next video.